Hello students, in my previous video I will describe about lens, different types of lens. As we discussed that transparent medium made up of spheres, two or more spheres is called lens. And according to a structure we discussed that lens is classified into two types: convex lens and concave lens. Convex lens is also known as converging lens because it converges parallel beam of light at a single point. And we describe about diverging lens. Concave lens is called diverging lens because it diverges parallel beam of light from one point in a different direction. And today in this video we discuss about terminology related to lens. Terminology related to lens help to draw a ray diagram formed by convex and concave lens. And here in lens we should know about its common terms like in a lens, mainly it has different parts. A transparent medium made up of two spheres. The central part of lens and other terms related to lens. And here in this video we discuss about these all terms which are necessary to draw a ray diagram. The central part of lens is known as optical center. It is found in both type of lens, convex lens and concave lens. It is denoted by O. And here we define optical center. And we define it as the central part of lens is called optical center. It is denoted by O. Or after that here different lens converges or diverges ray from a point or at a point. That point is called principle of focus. And double of principle of focus is denoted by 2f. And that f is on both sides is at equal distance. And here we draw about 2 centimeters away from the center of lens in either side. And we imagine that the lens is made up of part of spheres. Listen, part of a sphere, and the central part of a sphere from which lens is made is known as center of curvature. And we define that center part or center of curvature as the center of spheres from which lens is formed, called center of curvatures. And here convex lens and concave lens having two center of curvature C1 and C2 because it is formed by two part of a sphere. In case of convex lens also C1 and C2, and the distance from center of curvature to optical center is known as radius of curvature. Center of curvature is denoted by C1 and C2. Next here, radius of curvature. It is denoted by R, and we define it as the radius of a sphere from which lens is formed called radius of curvatures. And it is denoted by R. After that, in any lens we found that principle of focus is found. When a ray of light or parallel beam of light pass through the lens, then a refraction occurs, and that refracted ray pass through the principle of focus or meet at principle of focus, and that point where parallel beam of light passed is known as principle of focus. Or when lens is converging lens, then we can write the converging point. When the lens is concave lens or diverging lens, on that condition, that is called a diverging point. In both type of lens, that principle of focus is found, and which help to diverge or converge the ray of light. And here in case of concave lens, that principle of focus lies in same side of object, but in case of convex lens, principle of focus lies in opposite side of object. And at first we define about principle of focus. It is denoted by F, and that focus lies on principal axis or the line passing through C1 and C2. And here we define the point on principal axis at which rays of light meet, that it caught, or in case of concave lens it appear to meet, or appear to meet is called principle of focus. That is, principle of focus is denoted by F. And the next term is related to lens is principal axis. Principal axis is the imaginary line or a line passing through C1 and C2. And here we write the line passing through center of curvatures of the lens is called principal axis. It has no any particular here symbol to represent it, just it it go without deviation. It pass through optical center and pass through the lens without deviation. And next, the distance between optical center and principal of focus, that is known as focal length. Focal length of lens. It is denoted by a small f, and we can define it as the distance between optical center and principal of focus is called focal length. And these terms we should know about the lens, then we can easily draw and understand the ray diagram related to convex and concave lens. And here once more we revise which terms are most essential to know about the different terminology related to lens. At first we draw simple diagram of lens, and then we find its different terms. With help of compass, firstly we draw lens, convex lens or concave lens. Convex lens, listen, having thick bulged part, and that central point of lens is called optical center. In case of concave lens, we draw non-overlapping two part of a sphere, and its central part is called optical center. And here we draw imaginary line passing through optical center, which divide lens into two parts. And then with help of a scale, we draw a straight line passing through optical center. That line is known as principal axis. In case of both type of lens, we draw such type of imaginary line. Now we measure certain length 2 cm, 3 cm or 4 cm according to size of copy on both sides, which is called principal of focus. Here also in that side, that distance between an O and F should be equal on both sides. And then we double that distance. Suppose it is 2 cm, then again we measure 2 cm, and that is called twice of principal of focus, 2f. In both sides here we draw 2f. After that, same way in case of concave lens, f we draw at equal distance on both sides, it is called principal of focus. Double of principal of focus, 2f on both sides. And when we draw that basic principle related to basic terms related to ray diagram, then further we can draw ray diagram related to convex lens and concave lens, which gives accurate position of image and object, nature of object and its magnification. In the next video we detail discuss about what are the rules to draw ray diagram and how image is formed by convex lens and concave lens. And today here only we discuss about common terms related to lens like optical center, principal of focus, center of curvature, that distance, focal length, and how image is formed by convex lens when object is at various distance from the center of the or from lens. Thank you. Learning Science with Dharmendra Pathak. science for secondary level, school level, available in English and Nepali with complete notes.